Greetings, YouTubers. I'm back once again. I woke up this evening because got off of work at 6 in the morning. So um, went to bed and got up this evening. Well, after the dream happened, I looked at the clock and it was like 5:31 in the evening. But anyway, in this dream, it I don't know if to call it the rapture or what, but I was like at the back of a McDonald's, like the doorway. And there was this white guy there, older white guy, and he was giving this black guy some money. I don't know if the guy was homeless or what, and he was helping him out. And the dream switched, and I'm walking outside, like at a park, and then I came up along this fence. It has like in the fence the tennis court. You play tennis, or you can play basketball in the fence. But it was like two separate fenced in courts. And so I'm coming around the side, by the basketball, I'm just walking. All of a sudden, all I hear, this is the second dream where I hear the shofar blast. If you've seen the other rapture video I had, new rapture video, this is the second one I had with the shofar blast, and it was like, boom. And I was like, what the? So I'm looking up, I'm trying to look up, what direction it's coming from. Because it was daytime, and like the dream had like switched. I was still outside, but it went like straight all the way to evening time. Like it was like more dark than light. And but because you still see, like, I couldn't see the physical sun in the horizon, but you could see the light shining off in the mountains in the horizon. So I'm looking, yo, when I saw 4 angels. Here's an angel, right? Here's another angel. They're like this far apart, and then there's one right here, and there's one on this side, but they all in sync, and they had like some huge wings. All of their wings went up and down at the same time, and as I'm sitting there looking, I couldn't see their bodies because it was like I could see their wings, but it was like you only could see their head. Like how they was flying, like straight ahead. So I couldn't see their body. And but they made like a perfect square, yo, on how they was flying. And guess who's on? As I'm looking this way, so as I'm looking at the laptop here, you got the 4 angels on this side right here. Then who on the right side, YouTubers? Jesus. Jesus had on the red garment. He had a golden band across his shoulder. It's across his right shoulder under his left arm. And I couldn't tell what it said on it, but I know in Revelations it said that Jesus has a garment on that's dipped in blood, which is called the Word of God, or a golden band girded. He has a golden band that's girded upon him. It says King of Kings. And but yeah, that's what he had on in a dream. And he had a crown, and he had a golden scepter. And if you look at a candle, how like sometimes they show in a cartoon or something, you can see like the little light outside of the flame of the candle. That's how Jesus had a light going around him like that. Red garment, gold band. And I couldn't see what the writing was on the band because I was like so far away. And all I'm saying, I was like, Jesus, take me, please, take me, take me. Because I'm thinking in my mind, Jesus is gonna send his angels to get his elect saints, And he had like brown hair, like it stops at the bottom of his neck. He had a crown on his head, and had that golden scepter. And I lifted up my hands, and like I started going up, and I closed my eyes. I'm like, Jesus, take me. I'm gonna be with Jesus. Take me, Jesus, take me, take me. And I opened my eyes, and he's still in the distance, and I'm going to him. I closed my eyes again. I was like, Jesus, take me, take me. But I closed my eyes because I was getting scared. You know, I'm like, oh man, you know, this is a different dream. I ain't never seen like nothing like this. And I'm like, the closer I'm getting scared. So that's why I have my eyes closed. I was like, you know, I rather not see when I get near him. I just rather I get to him and then that's it. But I didn't get near him, and then I like while my eyes closed, I started spinning in a circle in the air, and then I peered back to the ground, and it was like I was in a house. And I went to the bedroom. I was checking on my son and daughter, and they was in the bed sleeping. So then I was like, you know, in the dream, I was like, this couldn't have been a rapture, you know, if this ain't, because I didn't see nobody else flying up. You know, I lifted off the ground, but you know, I didn't see anybody else. And I was thinking to myself in the dream, I'm like, you know, what in the world's going on? You know, how come I lifted up in the air? And, you know, heard the horn blast, lifted up in the air. Then the dream switch. I'm at the house, but the kids are still in the bed sleeping, you know, because they're gonna go to heaven regardless. And I'm like, well, what does this mean, you know? And it was like some other people in the house, but you know, it was dark time, you know, they was sleeping, but still, you can still see in the horizon, you know, the light from the sun. And then I was talking to my twin brother in the dream, and I was like, Terrell, I just had this dream. I saw Jesus. I saw he had on the red garment. He had a gold band across his shoulder, across his chest. He had a crown, and I had grabbed a stick in the dream that was in the house, and I was like, and he had a gold scepter, and I was holding, and I was like, man, Terrell, I was like, man, I think Jesus coming back in the springtime. I feel Jesus coming back like Passover time frame. Now, YouTubers, I ain't predicting nothing here, so don't be going saying that, yeah, this guy's saying Jesus is coming back in springtime. No, this is just in the dream. I said, I think this is just me. So I think it's what I said in the dream. I was like, Terrell, I think Jesus is coming back in the springtime, and he could come in the springtime, he could come during Passover time frame too, because Passover signifies that the angel of death passed over everyone who had the blood of the lamb on their doorpost, so it didn't kill their firstborn, and it signified that when God freed people from Egypt, you know. So Jews were never to forget that God chose people were to never forget the Passover. So in that dream, you know, that was something. So wow, I'm still shocked about that dream, you know. And Jesus was rolling 4 deep, and after I was telling my brother, I saw Jesus and the angels again, and they were like flying through the night. You know, it wasn't completely. I mean, it was dark, but like I said, there's the light in the horizon, but by the mountains and stuff, and like Jesus and the angels was like flying low, and they were like flying like over houses and stuff, like flying through the night. I don't know what they was doing. I don't know what was going on. All I know is I heard the horn blast again. I went up into the air again, closed my eyes, and came down. Thought to myself, well, the rapture couldn't have happened because the kids are still here, and I'm telling my brother about it, and and it ended with, they were flying over houses and stuff, doing what I don't know. So, and I had this today. When I woke up, it was 5:31 p.m. So today's date is February 26th. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.